Do you have a list of questions, or you
No,
talking?
no, no, just your life story. I just would like to know how you got to the point where you are now. And there's some major points in your life that I also want to touch on too, but you know.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. So, we got, alhamdulillah, involved here, and I'm happy, alhamdulillah. I only ask Allah that accept what I did. You understand? This is the main concern now. But it's a big, great blessing, you understand that. But I know that I'm sure that you want to know about what's happening about the Salafiyya and all this commotion that happen in America, and where is my place, or where I stand, and if you have any specific, but I talk, you understand, basic the journeys from time that we came until we came to America, or came to Colombia. So where do you want to go after this?
Well, I guess you would know where it's best to go. But the main things that I want to know is, you know, how you see this this Dawat Salafiyya coming into this country, how you see the people reacting to it, how you see the people warning against you, and well, just your whole view on that whole situation.
Okay, دعوة السلفية, the دعوة السلفية, not the Salaf, Salafi, okay, fashion, okay, the دعوة, the Salafi, so-called Salafi, they are not. It didn't come just today or 5 years ago or 10 years ago. The Da'wah Salafiyya, okay, would say it been here before these people. And the Da'wah Salafiyya is been taught, at least by me, in the 70s, okay, by teaching the Book of Allah, the authentic Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, according to the understanding of the Sahaba, and that everything that we, with the dalil. The term dalil and evidence and proof was not something known. Basically, what is known to the people here, that among that you are a Sunni, or you are from this, what they used to call them, the black Muslims, what they used to
Nation of Islam.
Nation of Islam. This, what was known, Sunnah or Nation of Islam. This is the only thing. With few things here and there was known, you understand, like Ansar al-Shaitan, this Ansar.
Ansar Sunni?
No, not Ansar al-Sunnah. They have people known with Ansar.
Dr. Malachi York. Those people?
Dr. York?
Yeah.
No, I forgot what they used to be. They are not well known all over the United States, but mostly in New York at least. Ansarullah. No, Ansarullah.
Ansarullah, okay.
Ansarullah
Okay.
community, okay? And you know, this was more like a tradition, African stuff, mixed with some Islam, but they were not about true Islam. The other thing about these people that we used to wear this red fez.
Moorish
Sign temple or something like this. These things would exist, okay? But basically the people don't know about Nation of Islam or Sunni Muslim, okay? So we did not, this is the main stream, like you say, Kufr or Islam. This is the only thing. This term Salafi became so strong. Like I said, I lived in Mecca, I lived in Medina, I studied in Mecca, I taught in Mecca, and I went through all this. I didn't from Sheikh Ibn Baz rahmatullah alayh, and his books are witness, and his tapes and recordings still witness. and Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen rahmatullah alayhi, and all the big shuyukh, you understand, that we respect them, okay? You listen to their lectures and count how many times they say the word Salafiyah, okay? And I challenge anybody, okay? This Salafi, 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 keeping repeating it every day, like Subhanallah 33 after Salah, this was not exist, okay? This is something that became like a fashion, and how to corrupt the people and how to divide the Muslims. This is nothing. This is nothing. This is not about da'wah. This is not about Salafiyya.
When did you see it coming in, like in?
At least, you understand, I would say, one of the main people, you understand, that planted this thing, maybe Dawood Adib.
Not
Okay.
Abu Uwais?
Huh?
Before Abu Uwais before him?
I don't think so.
You think that would be, yeah, okay.
When is who's Abu Uwais and when is Abu Uwais?
Abu Uwais was, I think Abu Uwais was one of the first, because he came back from Medina in the 70s. And I think he was the first, one of the first.
70s?
Maybe late 70s, like 79, 80. No?
He made that it from him, because I start in the last 2-3 years before I come here. I start seeing Dawood Adib saying these words, and I keep telling him. And I corrected him on the stage.
Did you know him in New York when you were in New York? Okay.
Yeah. I told him that on the theater, you understand, while we were sitting on the panel discussion in front of the people in Brooklyn, I say, there is no need for adding a new name for the people. It's going to bring about division and corruption about the people. It is enough that the people to understand this is Quran and authentic Sunnah, that this is the way of the Sahaba. This is the way you understand that we've been practiced, that we're asking the people, where is your dalil? Now you come in with a different term that is going to be classifying yourself with something as if there is something totally new. So that means what we've been teaching, what is the Quran and Sunnah society was teaching in that time, okay? They was not using this terminology. So all these people was wrong before you. And you understand, you yourself went there in Mecca and Medina, you understand, for a couple of years, and you came back. Did you hear them using this Salafiyya in everything? Okay? And you are not Salafi. You're saying the way of the Salaf, and this is it. But don't say we are Salafi. I am Salafi. Okay? You have to name yourself a Salafi. Who's this? Who said you have to name yourself Salafi? Okay? Anybody claims this, he is creating division. And Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen himself, Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen rahmatullah alayhi, I have the recording. I have it in YouTube for everybody to listen to it, okay? That he himself say we shouldn't be using this term because we causing division among the Muslims. So you tell me you're right or Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen right, okay? So like I said, this was a fashion and is something intended by some people to corrupt and intended by other people to single themselves to become like more known and became famous among the people because you have to be different. How are you going to be different? Okay, you have to come with something, a new dress, a new talk, a new anything else. Okay, so even the Buddha would tell him what you was teaching before when you was bring his classes, bring his tapes from before. Why he was not saying this? Okay. So that means he was corrupting the people before. I have done at least 100 or 200 tapes of Dawood Adib. Okay? So he was one of the main people. Maybe I didn't know Abu Uwais or whatever, but when I start hear him using this terminology, okay, in a lecture, and I warn him and advise him not to do it.
And this is the early 90s?
This is the early 90s, yes, okay? And he didn't listen, okay? So now everybody jump into this wagon, the new wagon, okay, the new show, and everybody understand now by calling card with $5 and call Sheikh Rabi' Hafidahullah or Sheikh so-and-so or Sheikh so-and-so. What do you think you understand about these people? They Hizbi, they talk, oh no, you don't. And they divided the Muslim, brother.
So
they corrupted, they slower
before this division happened, they tried to elect you to be the Emir of...
Oh, you want the story of the Emir?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Too.
First, you understand, we didn't discover this, or at least I say I didn't discover this game until maybe 10 years later.
Because you were down here and it's not as active down here.
No, I didn't know that this was a game being played by so-called shuyukh of Jordan and Egypt, okay? Like Salim al-Hilali, okay? عليه من الله ما يستحق. Musa Nasr, and this guy from Egypt, Kosi, Osama Kosi. They had a...
That was back when Albani was still alive, right?
No, أخي. No, this... When Sheikh Albani rahmatullah alayhi was alive, Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen was alive, Sheikh Ibn Baz was alive, none of this nonsense happened, okay? When it's the blessed people, the sincere people, the people of ikhlas and the people of knowledge died, now this fitna started. Nobody dare in that time to play these games in Saudi or in Jordan or in Egypt, any place. But when the people of knowledge, real people of knowledge and sincerity, because you can have Sheikh so-and-so, you understand, with PhD degree, with this degree, but there is no sincerity. Or that he has the knowledge. He has sincerity, but he's not using his brain. Okay? One of the three. That he is not wise enough, or he's not knowledgeable enough, he's not sincere enough. So during the real shuyukh, Ibn Baz rahmatullah alayhi, Ibn Uthaymeen rahmatullah alayhi, Albani rahmatullah alayhi, we did not have this fitna. Okay? This fitna had happened after the death of those scholars. Now was the time for puppet show and for everybody to show up and they try to be the one. Okay? In Jordan, in Egypt, and in Saudi Arabia. Alright? They did this after and became a competition. Who's going to be the one? Who's going to be the marja'iyah that you can go and he will make the final? Who is the one that he can make jarh and ta'deel in you? What you talking about jarh and ta'deel? You already yourself have jarh in you. Okay? And everybody became a competition and Muslims started to slander each other and so-called shuyukh started slander each other, and the people of Egypt talking about the people of Saudi, and the people of Saudi talking about the people of Jordan, and the people of Jordan talking about the... How you, all of you are so-called shuyukh? Where is this backbiting and slandering and backbiting for the cause of Allah, for the pleasure of Allah? Come on. Boycotting each other for the sake of Allah? Subhanallah. The Prophet ﷺ said, لا يحل لامرئ مسلم أن يهجر أخاه فوق ثلاث. And you telling me, Sheikh so-and-so, say you could not talk to them, you don't pray in their masjid, don't talk to them. And some of those brothers, they went down more in the game, okay, divorcing sister from their husbands. Because he's not Salafi enough. And guess what? As soon as the Iddah finish, now he will marry her. Okay? It's a game, dirty game being played by people here in America. And I know some of them by names, and I know what they did, and they will after some people wives, understand? And sister, he is not. Akhi, without even mention a name, a brother that his hand and his leg, or almost like, at least he's paralyzed. he needs the help and the assistance of his wife. They went after the sister to divorce him because he's not Salafi enough, and for her not to be with him, and for her to divorce him so he can marry him. Even some of them came here. They never came to this mosque. They open, you understand, a classroom someplace, and they work in some other sister, you understand, they like the way how she look, all these things, told that. And your husband is not, because Sheikh so-and-so said that he is not Salafi. He has jarh and ta'dil on him. So the sister, okay. Sister so sincere, she want to go to follow, to be Salafi enough. And now sister, you could not be with the brother. Divorce. Now later on, he marries the same sister that he plays the game on here. Wallah, I say to you, I'm sitting in the house of Allah, and I swear by Allah, they play dirty games. And this so-called shuyukh, Musa Nasr, Salim Hilali, Qusi, they play a big game, destroys the da'wah in America, the unity, the sunnah, the true Salafi way to be united, okay? Not to make a hizb, to be united, supporting one another, helping one another, sharing with one another, okay? Because they have a dirty game. The game that Qusi, Mr. Qusi, not Sheikh Qusi, Osama Qusi, the game of Qusi and the game of Mr. Osama, okay, and Muhammad Musa, they're going to have a global national Salafi organization, and they became the head of this organization. So they want to be self-elected, you understand? They be in charge. So nobody's supposed to do anything without what they're saying, and they will put their agent everywhere to do what they want, and this will become a business, making money out of it, selling their books, translating their books, you understand? All kind of things. We didn't get to know this until later on. And we got to know this from England, when they've been exposed there. And I have somebody like Sheikh Jibali himself, he said it to me, sitting with him in Medina last year, heard it with this ear, telling me about this plot. As a result of this, they came here and they crash what we tried to do. What Muhammad Adly did, Muhammad Adly didn't make some Amir or anything like this. Muhammad Adly read the book of Sheikh Muhammad Salih al-Uthaymeen about Jaliyat and the people who live in as minority, okay? The fiqh of the Jaliyat or minority, fiqh al-aqalliyat. And we read this book and we follow the Sheikh rahmatullah alayh, and we learn from him as well Sheikh Ibn as well Sheikh Al-Albani. I consult my brother Abu Muslima in that time. I said, listen, see what this book is saying. Tell me what you understand. The book written in Arabic. Later on we found the translation also in English. So the Sheikh saying, those who are minorities, they need to, in a country, non-Islamic country, get together and they elect somebody on themselves to be the representative and to consult him and to have you understand a ta'awun and helping one another. Now we see the book in Arabic, we see the book in English. Okay, let's understand. Does it say this or not? Okay. Some people told us, no, you misunderstand it. I say, okay. We send a brother from here that if you see Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen, please get him in on a tape, in recording, asking him. I wrote even letters to all the shuyukh in Saudi Arabia, from Ibn Baz to Hayat Ulama, Fatwa, everything. We are a minority living in America. We want to get together, okay, as a Muslims, people who are on Quran and Sunnah, with the understanding of the Sahaba. We want to do such and such and such, to help one another, to advise one another, and to have some kind of order that we, how to do things, and to be in collective form, okay? We send this, we send it, we question everybody who have knowledge, you understand, that to give us guidance. Finally, Brother Ghassan, you maybe even met him or heard about him. He went for Hajj, and he met Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen rahmatullah alayh before he died, I think a couple of years. And he asked him the question in Arabic, okay? And he got the recording, and I have the recording, okay? And he said, La ba's, no harm, this is good, this is something according to the Quran and the Sunnah, and all these things.
Not for bay'ah, but just for...
No.
To be like
Akhi, like I told you, when I was a little kid, when I was 25 years old, I refused bay'ah because the bay'ah only for the Khalifa. There is no Khalifa. And you are under a kafir authority. How you can make a bay'ah?
So it's like for organization.
Organization. تعاون وتعاون على البر والتقوى. Allah said, help one another. But it has to be some kind of organization. It has to be some kind of a board. It has to be somebody to say, okay, you be quiet. You talk now. You raise your hand. You sit down. You fix the library. You watch the door. It has to be somebody. You could not be five in a car, understand, and all of us going to sit like this. Who's going to drive? It has to be somebody to drive, is it? You could not all of you driving, okay? You can advise me, say, slow down, brother. Okay, is a red light, brother? Are you tired? You want me to take over? Is this what it is? There is nothing against in Islam say you could not do this. Anyway, so finally, after I got to be convinced that this is something necessity for us here as a Muslims, and after the foolishness start to take place very hard, animosity and hatred between Dawood Adib and Abu Muslimah, and they became almost like two groups, and they still backbiting about, you understand, for each other and things like this, okay? Now, I felt that this matter is not going to be good for the da'wah, okay? Especially after they did not renew the contract for Dawood, and Abu Muslimah, you understand, was be put in his place, with a lot of jealousy and a lot of envy, a lot of hatred and big corruption, you understand? So I said, okay, we have to have somebody that it can be like neutral, and somebody that older among us, that we can go back to him. Somebody who live with us, that we work to, and we can, okay, say, no, brother, you could not do this. You brother, you wrong your brother, you have to ask him to apologize. Like, okay? Now the fitna start to growing more, okay? And the split coming, you understand, about what Abu Muslimah and Masjid Dirar and all this stuff, you understand, happening. So I felt more that strongly that this have to be done, and that all of us get together, and that no one, you understand, make a statement, official statement, can cause the da'wah harm without be shura. So we have to come in a body, in one body. So anyway, I was leaving for Umrah. I say, Abu Muslimah, listen, we have everything here, and I'm going to go for a month. I'll be back. I'm asking you to make invitation to everybody in organization, or an imam, or he know about Sunnah, or he claim to be about Da'wah, Salafiyah, anything. Let them know in such a place, such a time, we're going to have a meeting, and we need your input for organizing the Da'wah, organizing the work of Da'wah in America. Okay? By fax, by email, by telephones, everybody that we try to know that really about Sunnah, or care to know something about Salafiyah or whatever, we contact them. Quran Quran and Sunnah as a society was still exist, but Jibali was not there. Abdul Men'am was there, and the organization was almost dead. Okay, nothing except the office and the bookstore, and maybe they make Jum'ah in the mosque there, and this it. But we still inform them. Everybody, anybody that you understand, we know that he was active in Quran and Sunnah, or was this before Quran and Sunnah was a different name. I forgot. Anyway, we try. In a day, in a time, was known to everybody by telephone, fax, emails, everything. We came in East Orange, Jersey, Masjid Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, Ahl Sunnah. Yeah, Masjid Ahl Sunnah. In that day, we have 104 or 109 representatives. Not people. We got about maybe 2,000 people in Jum'ah or 3,000 people, Allah knows best. But I'm talking about the people who came, okay, as a representative of a mosque, musalla, hospital, organization, prison, anybody who has something.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Allah.
Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya al salat. Hayya al salat. Hayya al falah. Hayya al falah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
So, all the times that I've been in America, I never saw a gathering that gather Sunni Muslims or so-called Salafi or whatever it is, representative as big as this. Even the Quran and Sunnah Society in the conference, they did not get as many as this. People came from even out of America, from Virgin Islands, they came from Puerto Rico, they came from. We have these things documented to understand how many people arrive and from where. In that time, you understand about 104 representatives. Abu Muslima was there. Abu Usama al-Zahabi was there. Okay. Halaq, what's his name? I forgot what's his name. And Abdul Men'am from Quran and Sunnah Society. Okay. Anybody that a big shot. Okay. Of course, Dawood Adib didn't show up. Okay. Anyway, we have a gathering. We stated our purpose, what we're trying to do. That this is not a political movement. This is not taken over. This is not, to understand, have anything to do with any politics or being against somebody or claiming the Salafi. Nothing of this. Basically, we're coming to help one another, organize our effort, to try to be more organized, you understand? And that we have some kind of respect for one another, respect for each other work, and how we solve our own problems among ourselves, you understand?
You were speaking?
I spoke, Samad Dhabi spoke, many people spoke. But since I am the first one, you understand, was behind the idea, I explain what it, because I have the idea more than anybody, you understand? That, as example, if Abu Osama teaching Aqidah Wasatiyah, I don't have to be unaware about what he's teaching, so I will know, maybe I will teach fiqh. The other person will be teaching, you understand, Bulugh al-Maram. The other person will say, you understand. So now the Muslims will be benefit from all of us because he's sending these tapes and CDs and DVDs. But you saying the Aqidah Wasatiyah, and I'm teaching the Aqidah Wasatiyah, and he teaches the Aqidah Wasatiyah. Now in the end of the month, we have, you understand, 7 sets of Aqidah Wasatiyah who don't know anything about fiqh, who don't know anything about seerah. So how to share ideas? Now we have a problem between Philadelphia and East Orange, New Jersey about something, okay, about the masjid or about the imams or whatever. Who's going to solve this problem? You're going to go to the Kafir court? You're going to call Sheikh so-and-so there in Arabia or in Yemen, which doesn't know about anything, your problem? It has to be somebody here among ourselves to be people that can set a body, consulted body. We can have shura among ourselves, and we can, this basic what it is, okay? Everybody was in agreement? So, they elected the people to carry this effort. Of course, understand the Quran and Sunnah felt that we pull the rug from under their feet, okay? Because they're supposed to be the one who, Quran and Sunnah, there was not even they did not even claim Salafiyya. They say Quran and Sunnah society. So that means all this Quran Sunnah society was not about Salafiyya because they never claimed Salafiyya. Okay? But they felt that we pulled the rug from under their feet. Mu'taz Halak was there, you understand? He gave us what he think his advice. We heard from all of them. But we felt that it is necessary to be done. So we elected a group of brothers, you understand? Especially those who have been educated overseas and they know what to say, what to do, you understand? And we have a board. So now after this, the board got together. We need one among ourselves to be the head of the work. Okay? Now, we went back and forth. Everybody put a vote. You understand? Take one. I think some of them said Abu Muslima, 2 or 3, and maybe somebody said Abu Usama, but most the voted was Muhammad Adly. He's older than all these brothers in age, in experience in America, you understand? For whatever reasons, you understand? But everybody come finally to Muhammad Adly to be in charge. Now we said, okay, the head of the board or whatever it is. From here to here, okay, somebody suggests and they said Ra'is, and somebody said, no, word Ra'is, like a president, okay? So what about Amir, okay? So it's a matter of not that Amir in Islamic terminology, okay? Just like you have Amir al-Safar, the person who in charge of the group that is traveling. But he's not the Amir that, okay. Anyway, but Shaitan was playing there, doesn't want to see something like this. You understand? So maybe, you understand, the suggestion came, oh, what about word? I mean, oh, this is the Arabic word, Arabic term, this is good, okay? So somebody will come to build the destruction and use this word to destroy the whole thing. So anyway, Muhammad Ali was elected by these people, you understand, to be in charge of this organization, and you have a board, I think was 14 or 17 people, I don't know how many, I don't recall. So this was the final thing, okay? Now, the next day was the meeting of the Quran and Sunnah conference, and was close by, maybe in New York or someplace very close to where we are, about an hour and a half only. And now we see how this effort been destroyed. Okay, inshallah, after we make Asr, we can give you the next part.
No, inshallah.
How these people work hard, understand, to destroy the united effort.
Yeah, this story needs to be told.
Of course,
It really needs to
of
be
course.
told,
And I'm not shy or shame or to say it, record it. If somebody hear my voice or see my pictures, and I'm willing to meet any of these people and say to them, you destroyed the work in America, you betrayed it, you tried to do something for your selfish needs and wants, and you guys was doing things for money. And they got exposed. And one of the people witness to this is Sheikh Abdullah Jibali, and he told me last year in Hajj when I was in Medina. Inshallah, see you after us. Alhamdulillah. I'm sure he was not expected to sit all this time.
No.